Good morning to all the Tiashans in the house. This is an unexpected, unexpected scheduled broadcast. This is Mr. Abundance. I am here to give quick updates as to where we were, where we are, and where we're going. I just want to say I commend the community of Tiashans for having understood the vision of what unity of purpose and a mission can accomplish. I think that has been our greatest barrier to success. The ability to rally around a vision with a purpose, a mission with management systems, leadership ability, integrity, accountability. I think the elites, they have done a number on us. And the number that they have done, it wasn't an overnight mission. That 1844 the TAC of Africa, it was not a coincidence. I mean, it was not willy-nilly, it was thought out properly. One that will play a pivotal role to aid our demise as a people, divide and rule, Machiavelli to the script. And we have seen the blueprint of Machiavelli, how he teaches that a leader must learn how not able to be good. That's what Machiavelli teaches. A leader must be manipulative, deceptive. He says a leader should not be expected to keep his word because others will not keep their words too. Machiavelli. Machiavelli said, whatever you do. He says that the excuse basically justify the accused. In other words, the end, how do we say it? The end justify the means. Yes, whatever you do, unscrupulous, he says, whatever you do, the end justify the means. and we have seen Machiavelli move. It is, I mean, some politicians will tell you Machiavelli is their mentor. And so this morning, let's get back on stream. But I just want to thank the entire community of Tiashans in what we were able to do by meeting all our milestones, by now creating of which allow us to create the coin. And so the coin has already been created, and all the source codes, everything has been handed over to Mr. Abundance. I have access to everything. So that is a milestone, a great achievement that the community, and this is your coin. You are the one that suggested it. I told you the day I took or take credit for this idea, you know that I need to be put in the asylum because I cannot take that credit, and I will never take that credit. Because I've always said leadership is not puffed up. Leadership is not arrogance. Leadership is not self-praise. Leadership is not self-recognition. True leadership is willing to be led. And true leadership listens more than he speaks. And so the credit comes from you. And I said, if you want Mr. Abundance to take up that challenge, well, you need to put your money where your mouth is. And I am happy to report you have. Overwhelmingly, may I add, until I ask you to stop. I asked you to stop invest because we have enough money where the coin is concerned. I asked you to stop. Have you ever come across any program anywhere that asks you to stop? Have you ever come across any program that says, you know what? Yes, we are raising money for X and we have now raised the money. And so let us stop here so that we can. Have you ever heard? I just want you to understand that remove the scales from your eyes. Remove the scales from your eyes. We as a people have been funding our own debt. We as a people have been funding our own diseases. I said we as a people have been funding our own gallus. And we will do so to our detriment. And I will get to the coronavirus that we are also funding as a people to our own debt that will wipe us out if we are not careful. And so that will be the final part of this presentation, because we have to be very mindful that we are the target of depopulation. We are the target. We are the global slave. We are the global threat, because they realize that they cannot allow us to unite, because they realize that there we unite, it empties a lot of their coffers in the West, especially France. I said that there we unite, France will reduce to less than a third world country. I said we are our own problems and we are our solutions. But that day is fast approaching. I can prophesy to you in the TAC community. I said we shall live to see a United Nations of Africa. I said the TACians will make it happen, because you now understand that leadership is about looking after someone else before you look after yourself. Because as you help others, others will help you. As you lift up others, others will lift you up. As you give to others, others will give to you. I said, as you become a person of value to others, they will become a person of value to you. I said, TAC is going uphill. When you decided to become a meaningful specific, that is going uphill. I said, anything that you're doing that you have not done in your life, it's going uphill. Going uphill will take you to the unknown. It's easy to slide downhill. Slide downhill is reducing value. Sliding downhill is reducing one's influence. Sliding downhill is negativity. I said going uphill is momentum. And so, thanks again for what you have demonstrated, that a people that came from different parts of the continent under one vision, one mission, one purpose. I am saying to the house that the lock doesn't care who holds the key. I said the lock, which is our success, not our success, which is success, doesn't matter who holds the key. It has to open once you put that key and you turn. And so there is a combination. I said success is a combination. And while once it doesn't matter who put those numbers in to that combination, that door must open. And so, Tiashans, success is found in 3 elements, and let no one fool you. We have been fooled for too long. Success, real success, comes from leadership with a vision of the future, a vision of the future, unity of purpose, and the wherewithal to pool one resources. And so we talk about the coin. Now, as I am speaking to you, we are now interfacing TAC back office to the exchange back office so that we will begin the IEO anytime now. The next time I will come to you with the exchange, it will be for you to open your account. So those of you who have prepared for your coins can now be dropped into your wallet, which will be a part of the exchange. And you will now be able to see what is going on in the back office. Right now, the clock started to count down, actually. This period is the period of the private sale. And so because, we have already closed off the private sale, so what they're now doing until the 13th of March, they have given up until the 13th of March for the clock to click in so that we can go live on the platform where the coin will now be at 25 cents. And so that is what we're now doing while we're waiting. While we are waiting, as you would have known, we have decided to embark upon TAC's television and radio station, Afro-Caribbean television and radio station, because we have to brand it that way. We are your sons and your daughters. We are African. I will soon know where I came from. I need to know where I came from. I need to know who are my people. It is not easy for one to be in existence without identity. You guys don't know what that is. Not knowing, where exactly, who are your families? And so we must do the needful. We must do the needful and stop sell ourselves short. We are labeled as the global slave. I think we can carry that banner, but to be a global fool, I don't think it's something that we wish to wear. We don't wish to be named the global fool. And I think that is high time for us to realize that, according to Marcus Garvey says that anyone who teaches that another race or another people should rescue us, that is a leadership for enslavement. And that is why I said when Augustine, I think it's Michael Augustine, was saying that, Mr. Abundance, you need to use your influence to appeal to the Bill Gates to influence us in TBC. He was saying, Mr. Abundance, you need to use your influence to attract the Bill Gates, not knowing that it is the same Bill Gates that are allegedly using their billions to wipe us out under humanitarian gesture. And so they come in with their blankets with chicken pox. They come in vaccinating our girls and our women from XY diseases, when in fact they are injecting more deadly diseases in them. Right now, they're talking about releasing mosquitoes in Africa, releasing mosquitoes in Africa to curb malaria. That's what they're now saying. And we know that that is a further of their depopulation program to sterilize our girls and boys. And they do it under love. But you know what? We did not take heed to what Gaddafi says. Gaddafi says when the Europeans and the Americans coming to you with love and respect, coming to you with shiny objects, it's not because they love you. They see something that you have that they need. I said Africa poverty is a $1 trillion business to Western economy. I said when I looked at, and I will show those photos of a UK family who came. Let me just pause here and continue. And so on the updates, so the coin is finished. We are now interfacing on the exchange. Also, we are negotiating with, may I say now, several gateway processors, so that we can use debit and a credit card to facilitate the IEO or the ICO, if you more understand what is an ICO. Not that I have any or claim to have any superior knowledge than any one of you. I am learning. Trust you me. I am learning about this thing every day. And so we're now speaking to folks to connect, to interface a fiat payment gateway system. This is what you call legitimacy. And that is why transparency is very important. So when governments and institutional investors are looking for a reputable coin to be able to be their digital reserve currency, public currency I'm talking now, not private, public currency, they can look at TAC and says, you have met all the criterias. That is what we want. Our mission with all these social programs that we're doing, the Afro-Caribbean International Gospel Fest, the Rollback Malaria Program, the Afro Cup of Nations, why you think we're doing all this is to give the governments around the world a different image of cryptocurrency against what they woke up to. They woke up to scams, and they have been dealing with scams from then up to now. I said TAC has to change that image. And I said to you the other day that the elites now are sponsoring anyone who wishes to create a coin, because they realize that they cannot kill cryptocurrency anymore. But what they can do, they can put excess on the market, so there's no traction, because anything in excess doesn't create any value. And so that is what they're now doing. And so when you are running here and there and jumping here, a coin said here, you can just put in some dead people. You can add some dead people to our list and we will eardrop you. You can add 10 and 15 people and we will eardrop you. And you run hither and yonder like chicken without head, because we take no time to understand the elite system. Dr. Arikane says that we run after every shining objects. Professor Pierre Lolimbo Mumba says, they give us the crown and they take the jewels. The jewels. But they give you the crown, make you feel good. They paint a very rosy picture of getting you out of poverty, while the systems that are in place will never allow you to get out of poverty. But they will tell you what to do to get out. But the system that they have in place counter the system to get you. Oh, my people, how long will you be fooled? How long will it take? And so, and also I did speak about our radio and television. No, if I didn't, so the coin is finished. We are now talking about the exchange interfacing. We are now dealing with the fiat processor, and we are also now dealing with our radio and television. Mr. Abundance, you make what is happening like it's nothing happening. I must say to all of you in the house, if you know the amount of parts that are moving, but it is better to be prepared for an opportunity without having it than to be given an opportunity to which you're not prepared for. Because an excellent opportunity can only make the unprepared appear ridiculous. Mr. Abundance will not appear ridiculous. The Tiashans, you will not appear ridiculous because you were being prepared. A lot of you don't know about the 21st Century Leadership Group, but that started in May 15th of last year. So what you're seeing here is what would have been taught, training, leadership, motivational, inspirational, transformational, personal development, goal setting. You didn't know what was happening. And Mr. Abundance dropped all that to concentrate on TBC then. Because we said every plan that we have means nothing without finance. And we saw a way that we could have concentrate on TBC, bring it to full-blown economy, and then, but lo and behold, we are now saddled with a legal scam, with only talk of getting to financial freedom. Because it is talk. It's no action, it is talk. So here we are with TAC. And so we have also now decided, we are now taking this time to secure tax, the Abundance Television and Radio, or Afro-Caribbean Television and Radio. Because we believe that he who controls the media really controls the mind of the people. And we have a lot of detoxification to do, because it is our greatest barrier to our success, a conditioned mind. And so we have to recondition our minds to think differently, because nothing escapes the mind. Nothing. And so, as I said this morning in my audio, it will be the best run television and radio program to beam across the world, promoting TAC, promoting who we are as a people, promoting what unity can do. I am saying to you that we will bury those, we will cancel those years of poverty and diseases that were designed for us. That is what we will do. And so the programs will be very interesting. That is why we are now putting in place to have media a director of communications within all the executives that are on the ground, because we will need communications coming from all over the world as we do our programming. I want to be in a live interview on Sunday with our technician, our engineer that will set up the radio and television. He's already sourced the equipment out of Atlanta, Georgia. They're over 22,000, something like that, probably 24 to get them, set up. We are still, talking about where should we set up this radio and television. As much as I would like to say Nigeria or Africa, I must also very aware of the clandestine operation in Africa and the lack of freedom of expression and the level of corruption that one has to go through for anything. I am very much aware of that. But this radio and television can be even placed in Iceland. It doesn't matter where it is, because we can't be located in everywhere, but we can be broadcasting from everywhere. That is the important thing. We cannot be located in everywhere physically, but we can broadcast from everywhere. And so, we can even connect radio and television to actually simultaneously broadcast. And so when we have breaking news out of South Africa, out of Nigeria, this is awesome. This is awesome. We're talking about, we are positioning TAC for when Africa open up, Africa free trade, businesses will want to advertise. You're talking about a radio station that will have 500 million viewers. When you talk about TAC, Cup of Nations, TAC International Gospel, we will have rights. And so anybody who wants to put that must pay us royalties. So we are at the cutting edge. A matter of fact, as I said, TAC will create careers out of a lot of you. TAC will put you before senators, deputies, governors, prime ministers, and president. I said TAC will create careers for a lot of you around the globe. But for Mr. Abundance, it's not a career. It is a calling. Because while you can resign from a career, you cannot resign from a calling. Transformational leaders are called. They are not appointed. Once you reach to the realm of a transformational leader, it is a work of a lifetime. Motivational speakers do not have that luxury. Inspirational, informational leaders do not have that luxury. They can quit at any time. But once you go into transformational leadership, it is bigger than you. It is bigger than you. All right. Now, so our radio station would be and television. Of course, there will be a lot of expenses, to get good people, professionals, and to train, your technical staff. But I think we are prepared. We are prepared. And so I will, this period of special funding for the radio and television is still going on. It should end, tomorrow is the 28th, by the way, but I will liaison with my programmers because they have not given me the indication to stop. I'm not too sure if we have raised the 18,000 either. I have not been checking. I know that there's money coming in from all over, but I did not check because I know that there's no failures among us or in TAC. And so when I say that it is already done, trust me, it is already done. I do not go off of evidence or physical. No, that's not what your Bible tells you. Your Bible told you and is telling you when you make a request, From that request, you must believe that you have already have that request. And once you remain in that mind frame, that request must happen. It is a principle. It cannot do anywise. It's like a keynote. Once you go up to that door, it is your home, but anyone who found that key and go up to your door, the lock must open. It cannot differentiate. And so when the infinite says you must ask and receive and doubt not, that's it is. It is a principle. It is a principle. And that is how Mr. Abundance live. So when there's so many openings that happened to TAC once we would have started, it was Einstein that says, nothing happens until something moves. And you better believe it. And chances favor objects in motion. And because we are not wanting anything in TAC, because want shows up in conversation, but because we are expecting, and expecting shows up in behavior, we have a different attitude and mindset. So I just want to thank all of you. I've been speaking now for 31 minutes, and I don't want this to go to more than 45. But I just want to thank you very much. And I had wanted to show, and probably I could share my screen now to show it. It's not a good picture. You have this family here, and that is why TAC is so important. And even those of you who are trying to send monies, you see the difficulty that we're having. It is the more reason for TAC. You see your condition. Now, this is a UK family that the children is always basically complaining that they're poor. These are the children there. And the family decided, you know what, you should go to Africa. So Africa is a reference point for poverty. And they were not disappointed. I said those children and the parents were not disappointed. When they went to Africa, they really saw what poverty looks like. They really saw what poverty looks like. Look at them. Look at my dear brother there. Don't even know that he is a statistics. And that is his poverty, while they're now becoming a tourist attraction. And that is what, and I saw another video of Chinese who have children dancing, telling them that they are a monster and they have very low IQ. I said that is what poverty has become. I said we should hate poverty with a passion. We should hate it with a passion. I said the Tiashans, too much given, too much is required. No other generation that came before or will come after will have the responsibility to that which we have today intact. I said there is no other generation that would have come before or is going to come after that will be given this responsibility. I said this responsibility that we have given is to create a paradigm shift that this world has never seen and will not see in the future. I said it is for this reason you were born. And that's why I say to you, think less of yourself and others. Give to others and they will give to you. Lift up another and they will lift you up. Bless others and they will bless you. Give to others and they will give to you. Do not worry about What is in it for you? That should be the last thing on your mind, because that is what have contained us for years. Greed, selfishness, and ignorance. You cannot get anywhere with those three elements. And that is why we start to dig the grave, because we are going to have a mass global funeral to bury those three. We have to bury them. I said, we shall live to see the day when we have one president in Africa, United Nations of Africa. Is it going to be Mr. Abundance, the first president? I don't know. Is it going to be Bishop Goodswin or Madame Helen out of the DR? Who is going to be the first United Nations of Africa president? Is it going to be Veronica or John over there in Ghana? Who is it going to be? I don't know. But what I am saying is we really cannot continue the way that we are and expect to fundamentally change our generational economic genocide that we were given. No. TAC is not just another coin. We shall train leaders that love people and country. I said it is time for us to stop being dependent upon the West. Dependent and submissive. That is Upper Volta. That was what Upper Volta signifies. A submissive and dependent people that the entire African continent used to go to Burkina Faso, now renamed, for workers, because they were known to be a submissive and dependent people. And that can be said of the African continent, dependent upon China, dependent upon France, dependent upon Europe, the USA. I said we must cancel that level of dependency and submissiveness and become a person of value. I said, do not run after money. Run after being a person of value. And how you can become a person of value? By investing in oneself. It was Earl Nightingale that says, the monies that you will receive in this life will be in direct ratio for the demand for what you do, your ability to do it well, and the difficulty in replacing you. It is nothing more, it is nothing less. And that is why TAC is not here to fight any force, according to Buckminster Fuller. We are not here to try to fight to change the existent reality. We are here to create a new model. That's what we're here for. And so, I just want to thank all of you again. Let me go to the... I took up some of your time. Oh. I am following you, my great leader, Mr. Abundance, Sevin from Burundi. Your leadership will lead us to the promised land. Thank you, sir. But may I remind all of us that the children of Israel, though led from Egypt through the wilderness into the promised land, 80% of them that came out did not make it. They did not make it because, you know why? They took no time to develop themselves. They took no time to understand the times and the signs. Eric Finman, at age 12, had dropped out. A boy whose teacher told him, you will become nothing. And my recommendation as your teacher is to drop out and go and work for Burger King. At the age of 15, he did exactly what the teacher said, at least half of it. He dropped out at age 15. No degree, no diploma, no technical sense. But he had enough common sense, of which a lot of us listening to Mr. Abundance and will listen do not possess. You do not possess any common sense. You only possess technical sense. And because you are so technical, you will always live from hand to mouth and scarce to want, because your education does not allow you to go into areas of unknown. You are very comfortable and conditioned to live in the known. And if you cannot feel your weight, you will not go. But here you have a dropout at the age of 15 with common sense, saw where the wind was going. He saw the times that he was in, and he invested $1,000 that his grandmother gave him for his education. He invested it. I said, the new trillionaires of the world is not those that have PhDs and masters and bachelors like myself. No, it's those who are dropped out that have no technical sense will hire us that have degrees, because we are too technical to work for ourselves. Eric Finman today is one of Bitcoin's youngest millionaires, living a life of luxury. Living a life of luxury. He now can hire his teachers. Thank you very much. Wealthgate. I like that name, wealth. Anything to do with wealth, abundance, that is my name. Abundance is my name. I am gold, I am diamond, I am silver, I am pearl, I am gas, I am oil, I am unlimited opportunities and uncommon favor. I am small, medium, and large business, and they shall come to me from people expected and unexpected, from places expected, unexpected. I said abundance shall come to Mr. Abundance from places that are known and unknown. That is how you should project yourself. A blessing and an open door for others. I said, as no millionaire ever became millionaires without helping others become millionaires. You cannot do it by yourself. And that has been our downfall. Selfishness, greed, and ignorance. I said we are digging the grave for those three. We are in Nigeria says, thank you for the vision in TAC. We appreciate your transparency. Thank you very much, Wellgate. Mr. Joseph, I follow you from Uganda. Thank you very much, my dear pastor. Important Joshua. I'm honored to be a part of TAC community and also to be equipped and inspired by a great leader, Mr. Abundance. Mr. Abundance, remain your humble servant. Mr. Abundance is blessed because what he says is what he does. That is what you need to look for. Do not jump after shiny objects. It's not what they say, it's what they do. They promise you financial freedom. They promise you abundance. They promise you the world. But what are they doing? Do you think that I could have TAC coins given away, prostituting a community as if they were nothing? TAC is not desperate. Some of you may not even get one eardrop because this is not a system of prostitution. I am saying to you, TAC is not desperate. We are not desperate. We are on a mission. I said to the leader in Uganda the other day that TAC has reserved 1 million coins for the underprivileged children in Uganda. That same place where the tourists went to confirm the level of poverty. Everything Mr. Abundance do is strategic. I said Uganda shall not be the place where it attracts tourists because of poverty. We have to stop that and stop it by all means. And that is why TAC will play a tremendous role to my Ugandan friends. And that is why I want leaders that forget about themselves for once. Forget about themselves for once. Who are we to stand in the way of progress? We are only instrument to be used, for heaven's sake. We are here to stop a generational, genocidal economic system that were designed for us. But no, we all about self. How much I can accumulate. That is not TAC's mission. We have too many of that. And that is why TAC will never prostitute its coins. You, the founding members and the visionaries, you are blessed because you caught the vision and you now have the responsibility to tell the world that deliverance has finally come. And even though it has come to you, just like the Red Sea that were opened to as a way of escape from bondage, it can also be a death trap and a curse to you as well. Because the opening of the Red Sea was a promise, new beginning, new opportunities, a land that flows with milk and honey for one set of people. But on the backside of that plan, it was a death trap to another race. And although TAC has come representing that sea that is being opened to march us into the promised land in a matter of days, I said, if we remain wandering generalities, I said we will wander in the wilderness for more than 40 years, and then we will all die and never see our realization in TAC. So nothing happened now that has not happened before to teach us a lesson. The door is open. It is time. The opportunity has come to you. What will you do with it? It's not about Mr. Abundance. Take me out of the picture. I would have liked to hid myself into eternity and not ever be mentioned that I was a part of this coin, because I do not want to take any credit for it. I said I do not want to take any credit. Who want to take credit can take credit. Who want to say they name it, who want to say that they can take it. I take no credit, because when you become a transformational leader, self-grandizement is not a part of your vocabulary. Self-anointment, self-promotion is not a part of one's vocabulary, because it's not about you. You are just a vehicle being used. Your legacy will be left behind. Others will praise you. Okay, let's run. Mr. Abundance, your leadership role is uncommon. We sincerely appreciate you and to be your followers. May I say to my good brother, Blessing Aliyu, I think he's the, if I am not mistaken, well, I know he's a part of TAC's white paper development of part of his content with Pastor Jason and our youth ambassador, Gabriel. I think he's also a writer and an author. And so I thank you for your contribution. Mr. Abundance, remain your humble servant. Mr. Abundance cannot live with himself if he do not do what he was called to do. I said that my level and style of leadership is what Africa lacks. And that is what Africa must become. If we are to become a force to reckon with, we cannot afford to sell our nation for a bowl of soup, as what I allegedly saw happening in China with one young man from Cameroon who allegedly had the coronavirus and now purportedly recovered. And so they're showing it on television and to Africans to fool us. I said he was allowed to be bought for a bowl of soup to sell an entire nation. How can we sink to that level? I said he is a pure replica of Mbe Derrick and what his president name? Paul Biya. They will sell their people for a bowl of soup, for money. I have never seen such a people that nothing is wrong for them. Oh, he represents Cameroonians, and most of them, and the way they think, a few dollars. And he's showing the world and Africans, allow the Chinese to come in because look at me. I am free. Our system, our immune system can deal with the virus. And so you must allay your fears. They must come in. May I say to you that they will say eventually that this is a black man disease. I am saying, and this is going to be the shocking revelation that was revealed to me this morning. I mean, it was so shocking that I have to pause. I don't think I breathed for several minutes. You know what is going to happen if we allow it? I said, if we allow our governments in Africa, I told already this morning that your governments don't go into your facilities. Your elites do not go to your clinics and to your hospitals. Once they begin to cough, they will go to Europe and they will go to the US. And you and your children, and so some of you who are protecting tribe, the coronavirus will not differentiate between tribe. It will not differentiate between who is the tribe of who, and who is the tribe of who, and who is the clan of who, and who is the grandfather or goddaughter of who. It will not discriminate. But this is what has been revealed. This disease was meant for Africa. I said this disease, just like the AIDS virus was meant for Africa and people of color, and Ebola, and the West Nile virus, the Zika virus, I said this one is destined for us. And you know how it's going to, and you know what is going to happen? What is happening now, because the elites, they have to sacrifice some of their people. If you don't know how the game is played, they must sacrifice a few of their people. So a few thousands will die out of China, out of Europe, out of the US. A few thousand, maybe 100,000 will die eventually. But you know what will happen to Africa and people of color? If we do not stop it as a people, if we do not demand in every country in Africa and the Caribbean to close our borders and to reject all those food that were being prepared by China for the past 6 months, you know what is going to happen to us? The death toll among us will not be in the thousands, but in the millions. I said, if we do not take stock, you cannot even control malaria. Your hospitals are overrun the way they are. Could you imagine with the coronavirus? No. Ask your, and you're running here and thither, funding your own debt trap. That's what I meant earlier when I said you're funding your own debt trap. You have a program and a currency that you have created, because cryptocurrency will be and is the greatest revolution that this world will ever see economically, where it took away from the elites, from the financial institution, from government who are mandated to create money. It has taken that power from them and put it in your hands. You now can create money. And so if you allow this opportunity, the coin that you gave birth, and you reject it for another, you out there supporting everything, every coin other than TAC that you support, you are going against TAC. End of story. Because coin gain value by mass adoption, by mass utilization. That is why our hospitals, our hotels, our transportational systems, our training facilities, our universities, our operation shall take, if not 80%, TAC 100%, because you must create utility usage for your coin to give it value. And so you want to stretch and jump and run and spin and sprance after everything. May I say to you humbly, you will jump, spin, run, skip, and grab after everything, and eventually grab after nothing. You have been warned. Today is the 2nd to 27th of February 2020. If you do not come together in Africa as a people, not as a government, because you only want a few cases in South Africa, or in Cameroon, or in Nigeria, in Ghana, you only want a few cases, and all your leaders will rule your country from the US and from Europe, just like Paul Biya has been ruling Cameroon from France and from Switzerland. I said all of your leaders will rule you from overseas. So you have an awesome responsibility now to agitate and advocate that you need your borders closed. Your leaders cannot do it because they're so indebted to China. They don't have the keys to your borders anymore. China has the keys to your border. How will they lock out yourself? They cannot lock out themselves. Beelzebub cannot fight Beelzebub. And so you need to take the keys. The people, you need to take the keys and lock your city. Or else, if you fail to do it, I said, some who listen to me today will not listen to me a year from now, because you will be no more. If you do not take action, action will take hold of you. Thank you very much. This is Mr. Abundance. I say no more. I can't even go through Africa Powerful Insightful Carry On. I will just skip now to this. Mr. Abundance, you're right on. I only have 1 minute. Okay, you are from Nigeria, Mr. Abundance. Well, I hope so. I am from Nigeria. I was promised land by a chief, and I will hold him to his word. I was promised land, and so I guess it's up to me now to seek out my queen when I get there. But at least I promised land. That is a good beginning. We are with you, President. Let me tell you. Greetings, our global ambassador, youth ambassador. May I say to you, the youths, you have a pivotal role to play, because history has shown that there have never been any fundamental change without youth involvement. I said there have never been any fundamental change or changes without youth involvement. That is why in my country, a lot of you don't know that, but I am the political leader for my party. And my party is called the Progressive Youth Movement, because I know that the youth is what will do it. And so hopefully I'll be in the next election. So you're looking at a future president. The mighty God will always guide you and protect you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. Okay. Mr. Abundance. TAC is the culmination of the unfinished struggle of our ancestors and the Pan-Africanists that came before us. We are here to finish what they started. African must work. That's right. Abundance Junior checking in. That's right. I am following you in Cameroon. Thank you, John. Thank you very much, John. Opera, Opara, Veronica, thank you very much. Hello, my leader. Great man. Thank you very much. And answer. Okay, we're winding down. We are in the right direction. Have our own media. It was an excellent idea. Thank you very much. And I know that you guys have been supporting the special fundraising for our media. And some people, one person said, but they promised that the coin will have been released in January. What happened? What is happening? You see, those people are sleeping. And so we will have those people. We can all do the Christ that strengthens us. We can do all things through Christ. You know, I have my interpretation on that one, Wallace B, that might frighten a lot of you in TAC. Because when the scripture says that we can do all things, it will never happen in the carnal mind. It has nothing to do with the physical you, because the physical you is very limited. And so that is why you will quote this scripture, but you will never achieve anything, because it is not in the physical. This is speaking, because you cannot do the impossible in the physical. It's speaking to your subconscious mind, your spiritual side. That is what will allow you to do all things, not the physical side. And because they are enmity, and because spiritual things are ignorance to the natural mind, it creates conflicts. And so, with the spirit, you can do the impossible. That which the Bible says is impossible with men, he's talking about the clothes that we were asked to wear as human beings. So that's the clothes. With men, what is impossible with men is possible with God. That's the spirit you're talking about. And so we have to move at that level of thinking, that when you say something which is the spirit is speaking, you do not retract it with your feelings and the physical reality of things, because that is what have kept us. And that is how you cancel your blessing. That is why I said I asked God for nothing twice, because he's not a liar. I asked for nothing twice. Like a farmer, he plants a seed, He does not need to go back to dig it up to ensure it is grown. He leaves the seed there in the ground and he waters it. And so when you pray, you then thank him. Create the atmosphere for that which you ask to be accomplished. And stop canceling your prayer. Every time you pray for the same thing twice, you are canceling your prayer. It will never happen. It will never happen. I said, before you were born, I know you. And while you were yet speaking, I hear. And so who is hearing? Look within you. Pray within you. Because he that is in you is greater than he that is without. Oh, this is not a Bible class, Mr. Abundance. So, all right. Oh, dear me, oh, dear me, oh, dear me, oh, dear me. There is when TBC will be listed on the exchange. Oh, my goodness. You have the wrong number. Dial again. All of us in the community should work in harmony in order to achieve. Amen. Greetings tonight, Mr. Abundance. Please, how can founding members invest more? It is like the former way, or is it a way different? It's the same way. There's nothing changed. Just put upgrade in the subject line. And you can see you're not following. You're not a meaningful specific, Mr. Peter, because I've been saying this ad nauseum. Nothing changes. You just invest the same way. All the accounts are the same, and you put upgrade so that we can find your investment more easily. Okay? Good. Yes, if you don't take action now, there will be no more time to take action. Thank you very much, my brother Joshua. And I just want to thank everybody, Lisette, thank you very much. All right, so this is the last person. Your speech is excellent. I think he's French. And so thank you very much. I have come to the end of this live broadcast. And so these are the broadcasts that, you will also see on TAC television. And I think this also give me the opportunity to interview people on the panel. So I hope to interview our technical advisor who is talking about the TV and television, who is sourcing all those equipment on Sunday, hopefully. And so stay good, be positive, become meaningful specifics, do not run after money, be a person of value. Nothing happens until something moves. And if you're not willing to disrupt your life, you cannot be willing to achieve your goals and dreams either. If you're not willing to disrupt your life, if you're not willing even to lose, you cannot expect to be successful either. And so I thank each and every one of you. I said to go and make disciples of others. I said what we are doing here, historians shall write about us for generations. PhD students shall study us for decades. Your children shall bless the womb from which you came, because you decided to become a meaningful specific and stop being a wandering generality. You have decided that you will not pass this generational lack, artificial scarcity, and diseases to the next generation. This is Mr. Abundance. It's always a pleasure having you. Together we can, together we will.